It's week 6 of the NFL, and we're moments away from a statement game. It's the Bengals and the Saints, and it's coming up next.
Folks, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the Hoppin' French Quarter at the Caesars Superdome. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they interplay. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trey Lance.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Okay, ready?
Now the 4th-year running back, this is Devin Singletary, calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Ready.
To throw, it's Lance. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one as a receiver is got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep, ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Throwing on first down is Lance. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Lance looks to throw again, and he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he's going to get this down near the 25. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down.
Chance so good, he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal. They run here with Singletary. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Ready, set.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Ready.
Singletary. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring it forward. So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Prater's kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just a field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers. They run with a veteran of 8 years now. It's Melvin Gordon. And he's got room. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there by Gordon. 46 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd and very short, Rodgers over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Touchdown, Bengals! Hunter Renfrow. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals have answered that early field goal to take a 1st quarter lead. Chris Nagar now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Hunter Renfrow who capped things off with a touchdown reception. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And this game, Charles, much talked about coming in. And you think there's a real chance this is a Super Bowl preview?
I do, because as things stand, and I'll give you a little bit of a caveat here, that maybe things will shake out a little bit if someone loses along the way. But here we are right now. These are your 2 current #1 seeds, and I think they're both good enough to make it to the big game.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 18 carries, 65 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. On first down, Lance. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he is going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Singletary, they'll run for it. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And now they'll throw with Lance. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Lance. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now Lance again. That's into the hands of Pascal. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Saints on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A give up the middle to Singletary. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Lance going to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Touchdown! Johnny Stanton from 6 yards away. And the Saints have taken the lead. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is now 10-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it all culminates in the Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. The Bengals in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
Played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers now to throw. He's got him in. Complete. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Michael Thomas, 70 yards. And the Bengals are once again back in front. The guard out for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Let's spotlight Devin Singletary as this offense comes back out. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Lance hits his target, the tight end, Mo Cox. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. On play action, Lance. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 39, Lance. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Zach Pascal, 39 yards. And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Prater for the extra point. And it's now 17-14. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him?
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. Pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this is caught on the sideline. And he gets out of bounds as well. How about that? So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lance. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Lance. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And some room to maneuver. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TV. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
So just 8 kicks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. A final shot before half for Lance. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Running room at the 50. Look out. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Bengals.
That was a special return. And it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Lance now on 1st down. That's complete left side to Shepard. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Well, for a play that didn't look like much at the snap, that jet sweep turned into a big play in a hurry.
And how about how they ran the play? Because they obviously caught the defense out of position and not expecting that one, and that turned into a nice chunk of yardage. But how about the execution on the handoff? Most of the times we see on the jet sweep, they punch it forward so that if it falls to the ground, it's just an incomplete pass. Here, you've got to execute it well, otherwise it's a fumble.
Right back to Singletary on second down. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
17. 97.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Prater's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bengals set to take over. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, it's Rodgers. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 8 now. Now Rodgers. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Lance. Throws this one right side to Pascal. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Now they go screen. It's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Brings up 3rd and 1. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Here we go on 4th down. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down in the backfield. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Bengals will get the football back. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Rodgers. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Green's first catch of the game. Good for a first down. Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen not happy. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Rodgers now on first down. Caught out right by Renfro.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Patterson running between the tackles. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 60 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. On first down, going back to Patterson. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Justin Matabike there to bring him down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 27-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. On first down, Rodgers. And he floats one there, incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Straight ahead, Patterson down right around the 25. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Rodgers to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Saints are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, the play call in that situation, sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Lance. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Lance. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
Ready?
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward, and indeed he did not. They stop him. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. 3rd down, here's Patterson. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 16. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by 8. And time, a huge factor. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Lance into the hands of Singletary. Calling a gain of a yard. And it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. they become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Lance. Pass complete to Allen Cox. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Lance back to throw. And that's complete to Shepard. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 29-yard line. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Bengals, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.